Welcome to the final video in our four-part series on Nordic business opportunities. I will pass it to Kylie to discuss Norway and Denmark.
Starting off with Norway, there's many U.S. businesses and franchises operating in the country. There's approximately 8,858 foreign-owned companies in Norway and an estimated 829 U.S. companies having a presence in the country, employing more than 51,000 people. From McDonald's to Burger King, ExxonMobil, Starbucks, ConocoPhillips, GE Healthcare, Avis, TGI Fridays, FMC, Johnny Rockets, and Alcoa. U.S. direct investment in Norway has declined, but recently steadied and is slightly increasing. In 2023, the U.S. direct investment outward, indicated in blue, was $15.4 billion, an increase of 0.5% from 2022. This decline in the price of hydrocarbons led to a drop in investment in Norwegian oil companies. However, the trend reversed due to the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine and the consequences it caused in the energy market. In 2024, there is a 9% projected rise in the continental shelf compared to the figures for 2023. FDI investments by the U.S. and Norway are focused on wholesale and retail trade, accounting for 116%. Norwegian government introduced a new investment screening regime, allowing Norwegian authorities to investigate and block FDI on grounds of national security, financial stability, and autonomy, applying to EU and non-EU investments alike. In terms of ultimate investing country, the U.S. leads the way with 16.7% of the total stock, followed by Sweden, Finland, and the UK. The Norwegian business market is promising in opportunities due to their strong economy, a very well-organized public sector and high infrastructure, a highly skilled workforce and high purchasing power, one of the highest in the world. Norway's banking and financial sectors are robust, and the country's political environment is democratic, healthy, and transparent. There are a few concerns in Norway due to their dependency on the oil industry, minimalizing their diversity, and due to the geographical isolation, expenditures in transport and logistics are high. The country has put in place strict labor laws, accentuating high wage costs. Norwegian business ethics are largely similar to those of the U.S. The Norwegian market offers many attractive opportunities for U.S. companies who are well positioned to compete and collaborate in Norway's offshore energy, green technologies, defense and aerospace, healthcare, and consumer goods sectors. Norway's businesses benefit from connections and opportunities in the EEA, as well as from Norway's reputation as a reliable and trustworthy partner. Their external financial position is very strong from a global perspective, and the country has an important stake in promoting a liberal environment for foreign trade and investment. Moving to the next Nordic country, the U.S. operates in Denmark, and franchising is a common business model, especially in fast food and car rental sectors. Denmark is an attractive market due to its pre-contractual disclosure and registration requirements. The Danish-American trade relationship currently helps employ nearly 150,000 people in Denmark, and there are over 550 U.S. subsidiaries in Denmark. Some things include Microsoft, Avis, Apple, Pfizer, Hertz, McDonald's, KFC, Domino's, and even 7-Eleven. The U.S. direct investment in Denmark has declined, but is slightly increasing, reaching $12.8 billion in 2023, a 22.7% increase from 2022. You can see the trend pictured in blue. FDI in Denmark is still far below the country's potential, and FDI inflows have slowed down sharply due to the effects of COVID, but they are expected to rise in 2024. In Denmark's business market, the advantages only slightly outweigh the disadvantages. Denmark has a skilled and multilingual workforce and are politically and economically stable. There is a relatively low corporate tax of 22%, and Denmark is flexible, open, diversified, and competitive with a high purchasing power. Some concerns in the Danish market include relatively high income tax rate, high household debt, and a high price of real estate. Denmark is dependent on international economic fluctuations, and there are government efforts in restricting FDI. While stock percentages and FDI percentages could not be found, American-owned firms play an important role in Denmark. The largest share of U.S. investment goes to software, information, and communication sectors, and American firms are notably present in business and financial services, pharmaceuticals, and renewable energy. Denmark offers a highly attractive market for U.S. firms, especially in the sectors of renewable energy, healthcare, and technology. With its strong infrastructure, skilled workforce, and focus on sustainability, Denmark provides a favorable business environment. Although combating challenges like high labor costs and regulatory complexities, there are opportunities for growth. The combination of economic stability, government support for innovation, and high-quality business practices makes Denmark a desirable destination for U.S. firms looking to expand their presence in Europe. Companies prioritizing sustainability and innovation will thrive in this evolving market.
There is a large presence of US companies operating within Sweden, so much so that I could not find an exact number. Franchising is a common business model in Sweden, as indicated by the recognizable brand names of McDonald's, Burger King, Starbucks, and Subway. Sweden and the US have relationships which result in the direct investment of companies within the rental car sector, such as Avis and Hertz, the hospitality and hotel sector, such as the Hard Rock Cafe, and professional services, such as Remax, just to name a few. There is a strong US investment in Sweden focused around technology companies such as Microsoft, Amazon, and Salesforce, biomedical, pharmaceutical, and personal services companies such as Procter and Gamble, and manufacturing such as Ford and Volvo. The US direct investment in Sweden has continued to increase, showing steady growth over the years. The blue line indicates the US investment of 56.2 billion in 2023, or an increase of 1.5% over 2022. This represents 53.5% of the investment Sweden makes in the US, as represented by the orange line. Sweden maintains a high level of appeal to foreign investors because of its multilingual workforce, very high per capita purchasing power, a focus on new technologies and innovation. The Swedish government has taken efforts on to provide support for direct investment, focusing specifically on biotechnology and food processing. Other European countries hold 66% of the foreign-owned assets for Sweden, with the US holding the largest percentage of foreign investment at 33.9%. Luxembourg and the UK are major investment hubs, and the largest foreign assets are held in wholesale and retail trade, legal, professional and scientific areas, technology and communication, manufacturing, and financial and insurance sectors. In Sweden, the advantages of investing and doing business slightly outweigh the disadvantages. Reforms have been put in place to improve the legal business environment. These efforts have led to Sweden being ranked 10th in terms of ease when doing business. Sweden has an open economy and they are politically and economically stable. They have the lowest corporate taxes in Europe. They're open and diversified and competitive due to the technology focus. The concerns to keep in mind are a high cost of living, high labor costs, and strong worker protection regulations. The Swedish parliament also approved legislation to review and assess foreign direct investment that may impact national security, public order, or public safety. Direct investment in Sweden continues to rise year over year, as indicated in the light purple. There are very few restrictions on where and how foreign companies can invest. There are no equity caps, no joint venture requirements, no limits on foreign ownership or market access. The Swedish government offers incentives to set up business in targeted depressed areas, including location and employment grants, low rent industrial parks, and economic free zones, making employment favorable. There are other incentives available for foreign companies, including financial incentives such as loans and grants, favorable tax relief for foreign employees. Sweden has also commissioned a board focused on promoting Swedish exports and internationalization of Swedish companies. This provides opportunity for those that invest to export goods worldwide. In Finland, US companies employ approximately 21,400 people as of 2023. This is an increase of 3% year over year. These employers included fast food chains such as Starbucks, KFC, Burger King, and McDonald's, and companies such as Facebook and Accenture. The US direct investment in Finland is represented by the blue line, which was 5.5 billion in 2023, a slight decline of 8.9% from the previous year. Looking deeper, the United States only exported 2.9 billion worth of goods to Finland in 2023, contributing to the decline. The partnership between the US and Finland is focused on supporting robust trade, investment, and talent exchange. Finland has established partnerships aimed at supporting robust trade and investment and talent exchange, primarily with the Nordics and the EU. US investment in Finland was limited, but is focused on manufacturing. Finland's highest FDI originates from Sweden at 22.8 billion, followed by the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and Norway. The primary sectors for foreign investment were manufacturing with 3.6 billion and financial and insurance activities with 1.5 billion. Finland's investment advantages slightly outweigh the disadvantages. Sitting in a strategic geographic location between Scandinavia, Russia, and the expanding northern European markets, they are one of the least corrupt countries in the world. They have expertise in green technology, manufacturing, health, and the ICT industry. They are extremely industrialized, based on the free market with high work productivity and high spending in research and development. Some specific weak points to consider are that they are geographically vulnerable in the banking sector due to the regional exposure to Russia. They have a decline in industrial competitiveness, a small market and aging population with high household debt. Finland provides support in the form of grants, loans, tax benefits, equity participation, guarantees, and employee training to all companies, regardless of whether they're from foreign investment or homegrown. Subsidies for startup companies are available for establishing and expanding business operations during the first 2 years. Investment aid can be granted to companies to specific regional development areas. However, there are some minor restrictions on foreign investments specific to key sectors, such as aviation, where products must come from companies in the EU, the defense industry, where investments must be approved by the Ministry of Justice, and marine transport, where there is a limit on investment coming from outside of the EU. Norway, Sweden, and Denmark tend to be more successful and stronger from a business perspective, providing a greater investment opportunity than Finland. Finland tends to lag behind due to the challenges faced by their proximity to Russia. The graph shows the performance of the Nordic, EU, and world markets over the last 20 years. Despite the challenges and high cost of living faced by the Nordic countries, they outperformed the global market over the last 20 years by almost 100%, and the European market by over 155%. This leads to an advantageous business opportunity due to their stable political conditions and favorable business environment. This concludes our four-part series on the business opportunities in the Nordic countries. Here are our sources.